All right, so next up, we're going to go over the fact there's a few different types of X guard. So there's the type that Robbie was just playing, which basically has more of like an ankle lock element to it, where you're kind of here with the foot in the armpit. The next one we're going to go over is where you kind of load the knee on top of your shoulder. So this is one of my favorite fit-ins. For a lot of you guys, you can look at this as just a small variation on how you guys do your deep half guard entries, right? So if in deep half guard, we kind of have the ankle here and we roll under, this is going to be more of like a combination butterfly guard into that. So if I'm here and I have my hands nice and tight, as I go underneath, this hand is going to dive underneath it here. This butterfly hook is going to lift him and keep a lot of elevation. One of the tough things that people will run into is they keep the foot down low and then he's got a good base to just stay here. So I have to make sure that as I go to lift him, I got to lift him up in the air really high. I bring him all the way over and I use my left leg to block my left arm. I have to make sure that as I'm getting here, he can't come over me. So if I stop here, that becomes a big problem, especially if Robbie's the guy on top. So as you're here and you lift up, keep that elbow tight and push him a little bit beyond you here. So now my left leg is blocking the left arm. So if he's reaching for it, I got myself kind of guarded. Now, the other thing to think about, I'm fairly bendable. I like being a nice tight little ball on people. You might find that you have to kind of keep this position a little bit more. Maybe you can't be quite the ball that I like to be. But from here, all that we're gonna do is lift them up, pop our head out the back, keep this grip, side to here. Now from here, it really depends. Most of the time, they start running away from you, which I actually prefer that because it gives me a good anchor to pull up on. Pinch the knees super tight, shoot over. Get the first hook in, and then the second. Woo. Let's go do that one again. All right, so again, playing in combat base, I'm gonna dive the knee side arm under, butterfly hook is here. And one of the big things to think about is you're trying to separate the legs when you do this. So you wanna make sure that he's not in a nice comfortable position where he's here. Like a lot of you guys have heard me talk about before, you wanna kind of control people by putting them at their end range of motion. So for me, I'm gonna make sure his hips are all the way open when I'm doing this so he's uncomfortable. So when I dive under, I'm gonna try to separate his hips a lot so that I'm here. Again, this knee is kind of blocking my left arm, so it's here, and I stay on my side a little bit. I don't want to stay on my back here. This is where, again, my arm is exposed. So when I load him up, I want to load him up to here. I also get a nice little grip back here on this side. You can grab the belt if it's here, but a lot of the time the belt's not there. So you can also just grab the skirt of the gi, you can grab the pants, whatever's back there. Just grab something. Then from here, lift him up, side out, slide this hook to the back side of his knee, slide this one to the other side. And then again, usually they start running away because they know what's happening. Boom. Pinch your knees super tight when you come up here too. So small little detail, when you guys are doing this, my feet are still pushing out on his legs here, and my knees are in. And then from there, punch this one over, this one in first, and then I hook in. Woo. Then you give him a nice hug from the back.